So I think it was 2007 the first time I read The Way of Zen by Alan Watts. And if you haven't read him, you should. He's really funny and smart, and he makes heavy ideas kind of light, and he makes hard to understand ideas easier to understand. But when I read that book specifically, it really kind of shattered a lot of my previous ideas about the world and myself. And I could go into a lot more detail about that, but I want to keep this fairly concise. Anyways, around 2008, I took a meditation class at school, and the teacher had decades of experience meditating. And every class, pretty much every class, we would do a different kind of meditation, and we would read about the history of Buddhism and the intersections between Buddhism and Western psychology. Anyways, I had to keep a meditation journal in that class, so I was supposed to meditate every day outside of class, and I did most days, but sometimes I would be too lazy or I would forget. And since then, it's been about 10 years, and I've remained interested in a lot of the ideas of things like non-dualism and interdependence. But I haven't really kept up a disciplined meditation practice. So, in the last, I don't know, 3 months or so, I've been going to this weekly meditation at the Angel City Zen Center. They have stuff going on every day, but I just go on Wednesdays to do a 30-minute sitting meditation and a Zen koan discussion afterwards, and it really feels very grounding, and it feels like a good routine for me every week. And for the most part, it kind of has led me to meditate more often on my own. For a while I was doing it every day, but I'm kind of back and forth right now. So anyways, I thought it would be interesting for myself and maybe others to start having videos where I talk about and introduce a specific kind of meditation, and then I do it, and then I talk about how it feels afterwards. So for this first one, I'm just going to do a simple breathing meditation, and this I for some reason really like. There's a woman on YouTube named Jay Bittersweet who has a lot of videos about meditation and has like guided meditation videos, and one of them is part of her 30-day meditation challenge, and it's called Simple Breathing Meditation Day 2. I recommend. And this one basically she guides it, and she guides you to count 5 seconds inhalation for 5 seconds, and then when you exhale she counts to 8. So basically she's counting for you, and you're just following her counting, and it kind of, you start to breathe very slowly for 6 minutes. And in my experience, it's extremely effective, and it makes me relax unlike almost anything else I've ever done. I have a hard time relaxing. I have a restless mind. So if you feel like you ever want to relieve stress, or have a practice of relieving stress, or cultivating mindfulness, or creating relaxation, I do recommend this one. So I'm going to do it. I'm not going to make you sit through the 6 minutes, of course, so I'm going to put that on whatever you call it, and then I'll let you know how it is. So here we go. So I feel more calm. as usual, when I was meditating, thoughts were arising, and I was thinking about what I need to do later. I was thinking about what I was gonna say on this post meditation video. And by the way, when I used to meditate, one of the reasons why I kind of stopped was because it was so hard, and I would think so much, and I would be trying to calm my mind down, but I would feel really restless and kind of out of control of my mind, and it would cause me to not want to do it. But that wasn't the meditation's fault. That was my fault. And when you do have thoughts arise, which you will, and no matter how many thoughts you have, you just have to let them arise. You can't try to resist them. You can't try to change them. You just have to see them, or you don't have to do anything. But what I've heard and what has made sense to me and what's been effective for me is that when thoughts arise, I just see them, and then the next one arises and I see that. And then one of the ironies that I've found recently with meditation is, like, when I let my mind do whatever it wants, then it kind of is completely still, ironically. So, Jay Bittersweet, during the guided meditation, says that by doing this practice, it kind of like activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is supposed to induce relaxation and stuff. And I feel like it does, for sure. I want to keep these fairly brief, so that's the first one. I do recommend it, especially for beginners. And I want to approach this as a beginner, because I am a beginner. I am not super good at meditating yet, which I don't necessarily know what that means. I think some people would be like, well, it's not about the goal, it's not about any sort of like later achievement, it's just about the process and the direct present experience of meditating. But I can't help but to think that you kind of get more skillful. And one of the ways that I've tried to gauge like getting more skillful is how long I can follow my breath without getting distracted. So I do like breathing meditation, but I'm going to try other types on here and share them with you. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time. Bye.